Hi, we're Jane's Party, and we're at Anderson Craft Ale, and this is Beers with Bands.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Do you want to introduce yourselves and let us know what you're drinking today?
Yes. I'm Jeff. I play keys in Jane's Party, and I am drinking a cream ale, I believe.
I'm Tom. I play the guitar, and I'm having the sour.
I'm Zach. I play drums, and I'm sitting this round out.
You're the driver.
I'm sitting this round out. That's right.
My name's Devin. I play bass, and I'm also drinking the craft, the cream.
And I have the California Common over here. So you guys have been together since 2006, and so you've played a lot of. Is that right?
I think so.
Or am I not fact checking right?
No, it has it.
It's a little. We'll stick with you.
That's the early end of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys have played a lot of bars in Toronto. Has there been some that stick out for like memory-wise? Like what was like some of the best ones that you've made at some of the venues?
Oh, the Cameron House for sure.
Cameron House?
Yes, the Cameron House is definitely a household item for us.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the Mod Club is pretty cool.
We love playing the Horseshoe Tavern. There's something historic about that.
Yeah, and I also think any chance we get to play the Danforth Music Hall is always a great show.
Great venue.
Yeah.
So first beers. Can you remember the first beer you guys have ever had?
Yeah. It was probably in 8th grade. I think it was the night of a school dance, and my friends and I snuck out with some girls, and I think they were drinking Bacardi Breezers, and I probably started with a Bacardi Breezer, and then my friend, who was slightly cooler, he had a beer, so I had one of those with him, and it was pretty good. Love affair ever since.
Yeah.
I have to think that I probably started drinking 40s before I started drinking beer. I had an older brother, and we would drink like Old English and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm fairly sure it was Canadian, and I'm fairly sure I puked that night.
I think it was one of those Bubbas of Heineken.
And it was like a little keg.
Yeah, and it was in a park in the beaches with some lacrosse buddies. So I think that was the first for me.
First CD. Can you remember the first CD you ever owned?
The first one that really struck a chord with me would have been Enema of the State by Blink-182. It was a big one for me. Sort of inspired why I wanted to play bass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mine is also Enema of the State, Blink-182. I remember getting it for Hanukkah one year.
I begged my parents for several weeks to get me a Prozac Hot Show. And I learned the lyrics front to back. I think they're still in there somewhere.
Oddly enough, Brittany Spears, Hit Me Baby. My grandma gave it to me. I can't remember what birthday that would be, though. Or an early birthday and a strange birthday present. But, yeah. Great CD.
What are you guys listening to a lot of right now?
I love Born Ruffians' latest record. That's been on high rotation for me these days.
My brother listened to a lot of Screamo and emo, and I'm having a bit of a reunion with that music. So Dashboard Confessional, Bright Eyes, Thursday, bands like that. So
I think I'm going through a Rod Stewart phase right at the moment. Yeah.
Faces or just Rod?
Just Rod. Anything with Rod.
Modern day Rod.
Yeah. Anything with Rod, I'll listen
Well,
to.
you know what? You should hang out with Mike Koska. You should ride home with Mike Koska. He's got the box set in his car.
Is it Rod?
Yeah, Rod Stewart box set. It's fantastic. I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know what I'm. Lucas Nelson. I've been listening to a lot of Lucas Nelson. I think he's great.
Cool. And what are you drinking a lot of lately? It doesn't have to be beer. Just like any kind of liquid in
This
general.
weekend, whiskey.
Any kind of liquid LaCroix would be like my top drink nonstop.
Me and my wife drink a lot of kombucha.
Kombucha.
I might actually make this my signature drink in life. It's LaCroix lemon with gin. It's fantastic.
And that's like first thing in the morning, right?
and then on the hour every hour.
Yeah.
I'm coffee all the way.
Coffee?
I like to start with an Americano double, and then I'll move over to the drip, and yeah, it'll get wild from there.
Interesting. So if you guys could brew your own beer, and or beverage, like if you want to make kombucha, maybe. And you can add and make it your own style and your own secret ingredient. But you have to name it after one of your songs. What would it be?
Ooh. I'd say I would call it Old Friends, and I would use an aged hop within it. Yeah, it'd be like a German old style pilsner.
Actually, Tom and I have been discussing the possibility of having a Casual Island signature coffee bean. So we've been thinking about partnering with a local Toronto roastery, and because we're all big coffee drinkers. Well, most of us are big coffee drinkers. So I would have the Casual Island brew. Yeah.
Mine would be the Into the Wild, and it's all just wild, like berries and things you find in the wild. So like it might be
Juniper.
one day it might be juniper, the next day might be like some sticks or something.
And then, like, what kind of beverage would that be?
I'm going to leave that open-ended. I've recently made my own kombucha, and I found that to be really, really like rewarding.
So it could be a kombucha then.
It might be a kombucha, but just like the wilderness is what I'm going to capture.
I think mine would be a 12-year-old aged Scotch, and it would be called Wait for You.
So what's coming up next for you guys?
Coming up next, well, we have our big album release show, April 6th at the Horseshoe Tavern. That's sort of our sights really set on that. And in the future, we're playing with the Trues later this month in Buffalo as well. And then in the somewhat distant future, heading back to Europe because we just got back from a really great European tour, and we're trying to follow it up as quick as we can.
Any festivals coming up for you guys this summer?
Yeah, we'll be playing the Northern Lights Festival in Sudbury. Fred Eaglesmith Charity Picnic in Elmer, actually really close to here. And there's a few more that are coming up. We're playing Dragon Boat Fest in Ottawa, and a few more that we can't announce
Can't
quite
talk about
yet.
right now. Yeah.
Well, we got the gig tonight.
We've got the gig tonight, Juno Fest.
Yeah.
But by the time people see this, it will already be.
It'll
be a
would have
time travel.
happened. Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
And we've got some big collaborations coming up on
Ooh.
songs that we will. We can't talk about yet, but it's going to be an
It's
exciting
happening.
year.
It's in the works.
Yeah.
Cool.
Piece at a time.
And where are you guys? For people to find you across social media, are you just Jane's Party across the boards?
And actually, no, we're not.
Jane's Party Band, and you'll find us.
But some of them are Jane's Party. Facebook's Jane's Party.
Twitter and Instagram, Jane's Party Band.
Yeah.
And
And
we're not big
YouTube.
snappers. We're not big
YouTube
Snapchatters.
as well.
YouTube.
It's Jane's Party Band, I think.
No, just Jane's Party.
Just Jane's Party? Okay. We're split on which is a cooler.
You don't have to dig too far to find us.
Just Google you. We'll find you somewhere.
There's an apostrophe.
Yeah.
Right.
James, not the URL.
Don't put the apostrophe in the URL.
When you
Yeah,
type in the Google
website
search
there's
bar, make
yeah, it's
Right.
just yeah.
Perfect.
and don't click on Jane's Addiction.
But we want to hear what Jane says. And we are Beers Bands all across the socials, Instagram, Twitter, and we're with BeerXCA. You can find all our content there. And thanks for joining us. Cheers,
Thanks
guys.
so much for having us. Cheers.